you be referring more to PSU banks, or you'd be largely sort of more comfortable with some of the private sector banks that do a lot of lending to corporates, some of the likes of ICICI, etc., Axis, where there's also management change, there's a lot going on. But is that the side you'd be more comfortable with, or would you even look at PSU banks?
So I think you would probably want to sort of differently categorize. I think you just categorize it as strong banks which are active, growing, be it in the private sector or the public sector, and there you will find that the corporate heavy banks are at a steep valuation discount. Naturally, the retail heavy banks will continue to grow. They deserve their valuation. I'm not saying that needs to come down, but the corporate heavy banks have had severely compressed valuation, be it on the public sector or the private sector, and that segment overall is I feel there is a scope for substantially improved numbers going forward, and as a result you can get lift up in the valuations as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about something like cement? I mean, if one is to look at cyclicals, this week the big talking point obviously was this L&T buyback. So L&T buyback. So if you're looking at construction, infrastructure, or a related play like cement, would this interest you as well in the market? Cement stocks, for instance, have been having a great run. I mean, they seem to be sort of now coming out of a long period of correction.
Yes, I think overall, one of the themes that you do want to play in India going forward is I think probably a huge shift change which is currently undergoing in the real estate and housing sector with the onset of RERA, and that is driving on the ground huge consolidation in favor of stronger developers, getting the sector more organized, and hopefully getting the trust factor back as well. And so I think housing is one segment which to me it looks like it's a great play over the next few years for the long term. So naturally cement gets some benefit from housing as well as from the infrastructure side, and it is a good play on that. But a more direct play, I think, would be quality developers which emerge stronger from this consolidation phase which is there in the industry, consolidation, cleanup, all put together phase which is there in the industry. And naturally, at present the volumes are not back, but it's only a matter of time. And secondly, I think in the home building space, that's another segment which is more of a direct play versus cement. Cement is housing as well as infrastructure, both put together. So home building segment is another segment which I think looks pretty well poised for the next 1 to 2 years.